Now, this is a story from a long time ago, back when animals could talk and roamed the world as they pleased. One time, there was a time when all the animals were having a trouble. And this trouble was that there was no rain. The rain was gone, the water was mostly dried up, there wasn't very much to eat. But in the land there was one great big fruit tree that had the most delicious fruit still on it. The problem was at the base of that fruit tree was a tiger. And Tiger wasn't letting anyone else near that fruit. There was a little bit of water nearby, which is what kept that tree healthy. And Tiger wanted that fruit and that water all for himself. Nobody else could have it. Nobody! Well, the other animals were not happy with this idea, but Tiger was too big and too mean and too fierce and had teeth and claws and, well, the other animals didn't. So the other animals were just moaning and groaning and saying how terrible it was. Well, sir, Rabbit came by and he heard about all this and he said, well, why don't you do something about it? And they said, but Tiger's big and mean and has teeth and claws. Said Rabbit. I'll bet you there's something bigger and meaner than a tiger, and I'll bet you we can figure out a way to make that be here. Well, he explained his plan to all the other animals, and they gathered up things that they would need for this plan. They gathered rope. They gathered big hollow logs. And they gathered all the birds they could find and all the small animals they could find to come and share in the plan. Well, once everything was all together, Rabbit, he got some of the animals, the bear and the snapping turtle and other animals that could make noise, and he got them to pound on the hollow logs. Boom, 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 boom. And he got the birds up in the trees to start flapping their wings. Flap, 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 flap. And those birds up in the trees were blowing the leaves of those trees. They were flapping so hard. Well, that's when Rabbit picked up one of the big pieces of rope and started walking in the direction of Tiger and that fruit tree. Now, Tiger was hearing those noises and seeing the leaves blowing in the trees and wondering, what's going on? And as Rabbit came walking out, some of the other small animals came out and said, wait, Mr. Rabbit, you didn't tie us down yet. Well, Tiger heard that and he didn't understand what was going on. And Rabbit said, I'll be back to tie you down. And he kept walking out toward where Tiger was. And Tiger said, what's going on? And Rabbit said, well, there's a mighty wind a-coming. It's going to blow everybody off the face of the earth unless they're tied down. I just came out to see if any of the other small critters were out here. And Tiger said, well, I don't want to be blown away either. Tie me down. I don't know if I have time. I'm too busy tying up all the small critters. I said, tie me down. Well, Rabbit pretended to be afraid of Tiger and said, oh, okay, Mr. Tiger, how about if you lean up against that tree there and I'll tie you to that tree? That'll work. Nothing's going to move that big tree. And Tiger said, sure, it's my tree anyway. That'll keep me with it. Even if it gets blown away, I'll stay with my tree. So Tiger wrapped his paws around that fruit tree as far as he could reach. And Rabbit, he tied Tiger to the tree. Not tight enough yet. Tie me tighter. I don't want to blow away. And Rabbit tied him tighter and tighter with that rope. Can you wiggle at all? Said Rabbit. No, can't wiggle at all. That wind isn't going to blow me away. Well, said Rabbit, I think it's time. You folks can stop now. And the boom, boom on the hollow log stopped. And the wings in the trees stopped flapping. And Tiger said, wait. They stopped. What happened to the wind? Oh, said Rabbit, there's no wind, just a bunch of hungry and thirsty folks who wanted to get here at the water and the fruit tree, and you were stopping them. Come on, get what you want to eat, get what you want to drink. And people came out with their bags and their buckets, and the animals and the birds had their fill to eat and to drink. And Tiger, well, they left him tied to that fruit tree till the ropes wore away. And that took a long time. And by then, Tiger had learned a lesson about maybe it's not so good to be greedy when other folks are needy. And that's the story of A Mighty Wind.